advise you to do a rough draft of the table on the back. Make sure you got it right, and you can ask me any questions. And then this page, this is your reference sheet to draw your baby, all the traits, genotypes, phenotypes. The next page is lip thickness, that's one on the top, and then eye width and hair color. In your lab, you're going to deal with some codominant traits. If you look on the 4th page, I believe, where it says eyebrow color at the bottom, you'll see that it says D1 subscript, D1 subscript. That's typically how they're written. The situation is 2 different alleles for a trait are both expressed equally. Neither allele is dominant or recessive. In this, for your lab, each of your partner is going to flip the coin. If it lands on heads, it's going to be subscript 1. If it lands on tails, it's going to be subscript 2. An example of this is blood type. A person who has an A allele and B allele will have the blood type AB. Yeah, that's how they're written. Capital letter subscript. And then you're also going to deal with polygenic traits. This trait is influenced by many genes. Each gene adds the total phenotype instead of determining the phenotype on its own. Examples of these would be eye color, height, and hair color. For your lab, the polygenic traits on this are on the back page, the hair color and eye color. You'll notice that it has A's and B's. So you and your partner will flip for A first, and that'll give you the dominant recessive trait, and then you'll flip for B, and that'll give you the dominant recessive trait. Also, at the end, on the back, you use a blank sheet to draw your baby, and it needs to be in color, and it'll be graded on whether you use the characteristics in your lab. And you're also going to be answering some questions. You should answer these on the back of your picture. Does your baby have more of your mom or dad's traits? What is the percentage for the traits your baby expresses compared to each of the parents? And why is there a 3rd genotype for codominant traits? And then the grading, the total lab is worth 30 points. The hypothesis is 1, materials is 1, the table is worth 15, the drawing is 10, and the questions are worth 3 points. Do you guys have any questions before we start? About the table, codominant traits, anything like that? Okay, then you're good to go. Your coins, you can pick up your coins right here in the bowl in the front.